Jake Paul and Mike Tyson have agreed to fight. I think their fight is in July. I want to say it might be April. But I want to say July for some reason. I can't exactly remember. But they fight now. So 27-year-old Jake Paul is gonna fight 57-year-old Mike Tyson, and we getting a bunch of motherfucking training videos on the internet now. And Tyson looks good in these videos when he's punching shit that don't like avoid being punched. Amazing on the heavy bags. Amazing doing body work with his also aged uh trainer. It's cool. I'm gonna just tell everybody right now. Don't be surprised. Don't lose your mind. Don't overreact if Jake Paul sleep Mike Tyson. It's a possibility. Don't be surprised. Don't lose your mind. If Jake Paul go the distance and win a decision with a Mike Tyson. He's 57 years old with sciatica. Last year, we saw Mike Tyson walking around on a fucking cane. We saw him getting wheeled through the airport in a chair. And this guy's gonna get in the boxing ring. Fam, if Tyson hit this motherfucker and he hit him good and he catch him, he can clean his clock. He can put this motherfucker lights out. He definitely can. The punching power was still there. The ability to fight professionally is what I question still being there at 50 fucking 7. It's one thing when you fight other 50 something year olds. It's a whole different thing when you fight a motherfucker 30 years your junior.
Nigga,
Oh,
you don't understand. Do you not understand the point of this?
to make some money. I don't know
No, that's the point of their differences.
what.
To be handicapped.
I'm aware that a Jake Paul probably couldn't got a fight with a prime Mike Tyson because a Jake Paul can't get a motherfucking title fight to save his life. He's not that of a fighter. He's not that good of a fighter. I'm aware of that. I'm
So
aware
yeah,
of that.
that's the point. You know what is noteworthy? Look at fucking Mike Tyson and goddamn Hangover. He was fat as shit. But when I was watching Hangover in real time, he didn't appear fat as shit.
Mm-hmm. Nah, I mean he's an older gentleman. He was out of shape in Hangover. He was 100%. He wasn't in no fighting shape. He is not really in fighting shape now. While he doesn't look like horrible physically, I ain't gonna say that. When I say fighting shape, I mean he's 57 years old with sciatica and other health ailments. Sciatica don't you know lend itself to mobility. In his particular brand, he said, I had it so bad I couldn't talk. So he can be physically moved to at points where he can't speak. But he gonna get in the ring and box. A 27-year-old. We saw him fight Roy. We saw him do well with Roy. Roy old as shit and been knocked out 9 times too many. This other motherfucker's young, fam. It's just youth. If they catch not youth, might be a problem for not youth. So don't be surprised. Again, Tyson could put this
Nigga,
motherfucker.
that's the point. One is a
But
professional, one is young.
at this point, they're both professionals.
Oh, hell no.
No, they are. They are. Jake Paul's a professional fighter, fam. I don't know what to tell you. At this point, he's a professional fighter. You get paid to fight. He, is he more comical to you than Andy Ruiz? Have you seen him? Have you seen what's his name? Alexis Severn? These motherfuckers don't look like fighters, and they don't. walk around like
It's one thing not
opposing
looking like
figures necessarily.
that wasn't my comment towards his looks. My comment towards years of training, like years and years, like growing up training. Most boxers
I
start in the
get you. I'm
street
with
fighting,
you. Yeah.
street
Big.
fighting, to fight in high school. Like, no, nigga. When
Yeah.
I say professional, I mean an actual professional. Been boxing since he was 10. Not fighting, but boxing since he was 10.
Hey,
And
look, Mike.
then one guy who just jumped off of YouTube. So he may be a professional, but their disparage is one of them is a trained professional. One of them is just a professional by name who's younger. So that is the reason for their disparage. To cause this will
Hey,
he, won't he?
hey, Jake really trains. I just think that Jake is not a really good fighter. If he fought actual fight, if Jake was to pursue a title fight, he would not get one because he'd be the 235th ranked heavyweight in the world right now. He's never gonna sniff a fucking belt at this point until he, gets his notoriety up to such where it would garner him what we can't deny him a fight because it's gonna be too much fucking money. That might happen. But he does fight. He is a professional. I'll give him that. He's putting work in. He's not as tenured as all these other motherfuckers. I'll give you that. I'm not gonna argue that. But professional, he trained, he worked, he doing this shit. If he catch Mike, it could be bad for Mike. But if Mike catch him, it's definitely gonna be bad for Jake. It's gonna be a bad day. But he gotta get caught. Jake's gonna
They
move.
both have to get caught. You just said one. If one get caught, maybe iffy. If one get caught, oh yeah, he out of here.
Yeah, if he get caught, he out
That
of
is the reason for the disparage.
here.
Why the fuck are
But
you acting like you don't
but
know what?
his end is a 57-year-old motherfucker. Yeah, your end is death, nigga. His end is getting knocked out and embarrassing this motherfucker. But I don't fear at all. I don't have no worries about Jake Paul's safety in this fight. I don't have no worries about Jake Paul's overall health after this shit's done with. But Tyson, on the other hand, I worry.
I
You
didn't have
think
a.
you
I
think
don't
you
have a
think this
word
nigga
about
can
him
touch
letting us
Tyson?
know.
Mike Tyson?
Say what?
You think this nigga can actually hurt Mike Tyson?
Yes.
Fam, there's a very high likelihood that you could hurt Mike Tyson. He's 60, but
60.
there's a very high likelihood that Mike Tyson could hurt your ass too, which isn't like most 60-year-olds.
Yes, in the fight, he could win. If the fight goes more than 4 rounds, Tyson is gonna die. Now it might not get the 4. Again, all I'm saying is Tyson's old. I worry about that motherfucker getting hit. Jake Paul's not a great fighter, but he's still a fighter, and that motherfucker can't hit you. And hit a 60-year-old motherfucker and tell me you're not worried about him getting back.
All right, that's a legitimate point. But again, he ain't the average 60-year-old.
He's not. He's not. He's not. Which is why I'm gonna watch the fight. I mean, if he was fighting just a random 60-year-old, I wouldn't watch it. I mean, who would watch this? I want to see somebody get murdered. That's a snuff film. There's still a shot. It's gonna be entertaining, I think. I don't really think Tyson will die, but the possibility of it happening is definitely there. What I did want to say though was this. I think the fight that we missed and that we're gonna miss if this one doesn't in result in a draw or whatever, this Tyson Jake Paul fight, we missed Jake Paul versus Francis Ngannou. That's the fight we should have had. That would have been a good fight.
Actual boxer though.
Yeah. Y'all keep coming into this under the guise that Jake Paul's not an actual boxer. I believe he's a boxer, just not a good boxer, but a rather famous boxer that has some notoriety. You have a Francis who is a boxer, also not a great boxer, but has notoriety. He's not even a good boxer yet, in my opinion. He had a really good fight, but it takes an accumulation of events in order for you to be a thing, in my opinion. And just that one time you did it, I don't know if that qualifies you as a good boxer or you had a good fight.
Hmm.
And I saw the mistakes you made against Anthony, and whew, whew. But you could do that shit with a Jake Paul. And both of you motherfuckers are are similar aged, similar sized. You're both currently in your careers. The difference with Jake Paul fighting other motherfuckers who were capable fighters, he always fought them over the hill, or he fought motherfuckers that was not old, but they weren't boxers, type of shit.
Hmm.
Him and the Francis, I think that would have went through the roof. And if Jake don't die when he fight Tyson, it could still go through the roof as long as Jake don't get embarrassed by a 67-year-old Tyson. Francis can come back.
Francis who?
Nagano.
Boy, you out your goddamn mind. Jake Paul is like 170 pounds. Nagano is like 220.
Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about right now, but it's cool. You're not correct. That man's
Oh,
a
just
heavyweight.
like
Jake Paul's a
just
heavyweight. I'm 170 pounds. Jake Paul, you thinking
oh just
Logan Paul.
just like that
You
nigga
thinking
was
about the
from
little
Africa.
brother, fam.
Just like that nigga was from Africa, huh?
All right, fam. His parents is African. All right, cool. Jake Paul's 170 pounds. That's what you're finna tell me. Because that's what we're doing. £199.8 walking around. Tyson weighed 220. So last time Jake Paul fought, 200 pounds.
Hmm. So you saying if he gonna take on a heavyweight, he should take on an active heavyweight.
I don't know, not an active, not a real heavyweight. I think that Jake Paul versus like an Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, them motherfuckers, he would die. He can't get a fight with them. He's not of their caliber. But a Francis, this motherfucker been fighting boxing for real for 18 months now, maybe. That'd be a better fight. They're both equal, not equally, but
That nigga Nagano is 270 pounds. It's not an equal fight. Another thing you don't know the fuck you be talking about.
all right. He's 270. He fought at 270 just now?
He fought at 257 pounds.
Mm-hmm. Heavyweight.
All right, brother. And the other
Heavyweight. Heavyweight.
Another
Heavyweight.
nigga was from Africa.
Heavyweight.
Fam, they don't have weight classes to protect the big nigga. Nagano will beat the fuck out of that nigga. No, he didn't beat up Joshua, another lifelong professional fighter, but he will beat up this white fucking TikToker. He will beat the fuck out of this white TikToker. The only reason Tyson is fighting is because he's 70 years old. What the fuck are we talking just to be talking on this motherfucker tonight? Well, no, never mind. We talk to be talking every week. Carry on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Jake Paul fight heavyweight. Francis fight heavyweight. What do you want to hear? What do you want to hear? Heavyweights don't fight heavyweights? How much you think Evander Holyfield weighed when he fought Riddick Bowe? Just saying. Shit happens. The motherfuckers, it's an equal fight. It's two heavyweights. They can fight. It'd be a good fight. They're equally skilled. Francis is active. Jake is entertaining, but he's active enough, I guess. I want to see him against real competition, and that would be real competition for him. Francis is not a boxer.
Hey, you know what I would have said? Man, with this new information, let me reassess this. And I'll get back to the
I've watched boxing my whole life, fam. What
all right, never mind. Never mind. I would have been like, I'm saying me personally. I'd have been like, hey, with this new information,
my bad.
Let me reassess this and I'll get back.
272 that fight. I thought he was a little bit lighter than 272. He's still a fucking heavyweight. What are you talking about? We still talking about heavyweight fighters here. Jake Paul's a heavyweight. You say he's 170 pounds. You was wrong on that. Last time he fought, he was 100.
I wasn't that far from it though.
200 pounds.
I said they had a 50-pound disparity.
You was 30 pounds off of that motherfucker's weight. Again, also, only thing we talking about is these motherfuckers being heavyweights.
My point was they have a 50-pound disparity.
I don't care about the 50-pound. How much Deontay Wilder fight? How much he weighed and how much motherfucking friend Deontay Wilder never came to the ring weighing 270 fucking pounds. But he was the most feared heavyweight 4 years ago. Fuck you talking about?
A YouTuber, not a boxer.
I know, nothing. Keep going.
No, that's literally what it is.
Keep going. You're talking about a YouTuber. Talk about him. You're not saying anything other than the fact that he's a YouTuber, but he's been fighting professional fighters for several years now. He's been winning against them. I'm saying that it is a
Lil Wayne been skating for a long time now.
I'm saying that it's a legitimate fight. Him to get into the ring with a motherfucker who's been fighting for just a year.
And
you want to say because of the size discrepancy, because the motherfucker outweighs the motherfucker by some pounds, about 50.
No, not just the size discrepancy.
Maybe 70 pounds right the fuck now, that they can't fight? Nobody says that, fam. No heavyweight. That's not how heavyweights work. If you a heavyweight, you a heavyweight. They're going to let motherfucking Roy Jones come up and fight all the rest of the heavyweights. They're going to do it. That's how it works all the time.
Fighters, not YouTubers. Lil Wayne been skating for quite some time. He's not going to skate against...
fam. What the fuck you talking about?
Fam, Lil Wayne has been skating.
He's a licensed fighter.
Lil Wayne been skating for quite some time. He still ain't finna go up against Tony Hawk. Boxer
He got a boxing license. If Lil Wayne want to enter the same motherfucking skating competition that Tony Hawk does, and he's qualified to do it, then do it. You'll probably lose against Tony Hawk being fucking Lil Wayne, but we're not talking about the greatest skater of all time versus a new motherfucker. When we talking about Francis versus Jake Paul, we talking about two novelty fighters. Two novelty motherfuckers that are professional fighters that are fighting heavyweight, but they're both novelties. One is a little bit more experienced because he's been fighting professionally boxing.
Rob Dearden.
A couple more years than Francis, who has not been training boxing for extended amount of time.
I didn't know another skater. You thought I didn't know another skater? Rob Dearden. You thought you was gonna have your aha moment with attack. See, that's what y'all do. Y'all attack the little minutia shit and think you have mic drop moments. No, that wasn't the point.
It wasn't because the crux of my shit.
You just called Tony Hawk to a fucking Hall of Fame skater to oppose my point when my point wasn't Tony Hawk's Hall of Fameness. Let's move the fuck on.
What was your point? What was your point? Nothing. You just gonna cut the camera off and just want to do that shit. That makes for a great conversation when I say, what's your point? And you just leave. Because you have no points. You just say shit. You're just saying things about boxing. You don't even watch boxing.
Hey, I ain't got no motherfucking medical degree either. I remove bullets and save dogs.
Rock out. Hey, look. That don't mean that you remove that motherfucker well. Just well enough not to die, nigga. There's a better way to do it.
We talking about winning or losing.
And we talking about a motherfucker fighting a motherfucker. And you saying that they can't fight because they're too unequally matched. And I'm saying they are very equally matched. More so than the fights that Jake Paul gets and the fights that Francis gets. Francis isn't fighting equal motherfuckers. Although he boxed out his league against Tyson Fury, he got exposed against Anthony Joshua. Utterly exposed. Let the inexperienced motherfucker fight the other motherfucker who ain't all that experienced, and let's get some entertainment going.
Remember that nigga Anthony Johnson? He was a pretty good fighter. Pretty good. pretty good.
Okay.
No, that was it. Anthony Johnson. Pretty good.